A
ham. All right. Anyway, fuck it. I'm gonna tell the story.
Go ahead. Hi, welcome to the Required Podcast. I'm Brandon.
I'm Cody.
I'm Ethan or Gil.
Now we are. Great.
Okay, cool.
Fuck
Yay,
it. We'll do
back.
it live.
We'll do it live.
Hey.
Throw the edits together. Fuck it. It's fine.
It's fine.
No, I had my finger resting on the stop recording, and like I accidentally like put too much weight into my finger, and it was like click. It's like okay, well, great. Now I'm gonna have to put that together. I'm gonna add that. How long is this?
Pull out the needle and thread and just stitch it together.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna put that 14 seconds back onto it. Just great.
Man, it's like you're a producer of a podcast or something. Fuck.
14
man.
seconds. I could just. Hi, welcome to the Required Podcast. My name's Brandon. Also, we're on what, episode 14? 14. Yep.
I thought you were gonna say 4 for a second. I was like, wow.
Me too.
Totally
I was
lost
like,
it.
yeah, he's gone.
We're on episode 40. Yeah. Woo.
Close enough. Whatever.
Basically. We had such a fucking heated episode. We missed I guess for people listening, we missed last week. 2 weeks ago was our After Dark podcast. Also Bearded had to step out, so he won't be joining us this week. It's totally fine. Taking care of some family issues. Not a big deal. Happens. I feel out of the loop here because we haven't done this in a solid week or two, almost 2 weeks now, and I don't know what I'm doing, guys.
Okay, well, let me start with a story and we can go from there.
Go ahead.
All right, so I've been sick for the past, I don't know, like week or so with it's like an upper respiratory thing, a cold, blah, blah, blah. Been coughing, sneezing, blowing my nose, doing all that crazy crap, which is totally delightful. And you guys needed to know that. Well, I went back into the doctor on Tuesday because I had gone in on Friday and they were like, just take over the counter, take Mucinex, take Robitussin, do your thing. And let us know if it doesn't get any better. Well, I hit Tuesday and I'm like, I'm still fucking dying, dude. Like, I've missed Friday. I missed Monday of work. And I'm like, I need a paycheck. I got to go back to work. And nothing had changed. Like, I had done some mini ups and downs, but overall, I was still in terrible fucking shape. So I go back into the doctor and I made sure to see the same exact doctor. And so I go into the clinic and she's like, yeah, I mean, sometimes it'll take up to 14 days for it to clear up completely, but you should be non-contagious, about 5 to 7 days after it happens. And I'm like doing the math. I'm like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Okay, so I'm good to go back tomorrow, right? And she's like, well, if you want, I can write you a note. And I'm like, no. Like, just, all right, I'm just going to go back to work tomorrow. And she says, well, I'm going to write you a script for something that if it doesn't improve and you're still feeling really bad, you can pick it up, if you need it. Otherwise, just let it expire. I was thinking, all right, well, we'll see. Go to work on Wednesday. Voice is half gone. I can't talk. I sound like a pack-a-day fucking smoker again, But at least I had enough to be able to say, hi, can I help you find anything?
Dude, can I get some
I'm sorry if you're looking for the alcohol anonymous section. It's over there. Oh shit! I just hit my mic. Please. Sorry. Yeah, right. I can order that for you. All right, but anyway, so I go to work and I'm feeling like shit. Thursday, still feel like shit. Friday, I go to work. I'm exhausted. I'm like, I can't keep doing this. And I got home and I rested and I did that thing, where you're like, oh, I'm going to do some self-care, took a bath, all of this nice stuff, did some crafting, went to bed, was feeling pretty good. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I think I'm going to take this weekend and I'm going to knock it out of the park. Laid down, immediate 5-minute coughing fit straight to the point where I was almost throwing up. And I was like, oh my God, I can't breathe. I'm lightheaded. So I went to the pharmacy on Saturday. I'm like, do I still have these prescriptions available? They're like, yeah, they're still here. Can I have them, please? And there were two. There's an antibiotic. And then there's these little things they call pearls, like cough pearls, I guess is like the name for them. They're these little clear, like ivory colored, translucent things that apparently are supposed to get rid of your cough. So I was like, okay, so I took one. did fucking nothing. Like an hour later, I'm chugging the Robitussin like it's going out of fucking style. Like I'm trying to get slizzard or whatever the fuck.
Slizzard, yeah.
And then today I actually feel pretty good, but I changed my allergy medication. I'm not on Allegra anymore. I'm on Claritin, which never used to work, and now it does.
Sponsored, by the way.
Right? If you work in the marketing departments.
I suffer from allergies. For the love of God, please sponsor me.
Yeah. I mean, if you work at Claritin, work with Flonase, I think they're all Johnson & Johnson companies. I'd have to double check. Or Robitussin, or the people that make the Halls cough drops, like fucking call me. I have a deal for you. I will be your walking billboard.
Yeah, tattooed on your face.
Yeah, I get that too. Yeah.
Right. I don't know about that. I'll wear a shirt though. Speaking of shirts, I've been doing a lot of like shirt designs lately, and I've kind of come up with a couple that I really like.
Oh yeah, what are they for?
Yeah. Well, I've been doing some for Nexus Dungeoneering, which is a project I haven't talked about out in public a whole lot lately. But I've been doing.
I didn't know if that was. Yeah, I didn't know if that was something that you wanted to sneak in or not.
I would actually, but I'm gonna talk about t-shirts, and then I'm gonna let somebody else talk for a while because my throat hurts. So, but
right.
I was doing some work for like Nexus Dungeoneering, kind of designing some shirts because we just finalized the logo and all this cool stuff. Then I thought, you know what, I'm gonna take a break and do stuff for my Twitch channel for Gelf. And I was looking through my quotes and my notes and exactly right. I want this shirt that I'm working on, not right now, but I want this, and I wish I could wear it to work. I took a quote from my quote bot that I hit my mic again. That I really, really like. And I started redesigning it into the ESRB logo thing. And it says, I know this channel is rated M for mature, but we're going to try to watch our fucking language. And it's in black and white, just like the ESRB label. And I really wanted a shirt. I really want it. Or a mug. Oh. All right, somebody else talk.
I'd wear it.
I'll sell you one for the low price. No, I'm kidding. Here's my Streamlabs merch link.
Wow. Not even like a fucking hookup or anything. What the fuck?
I will hook you up with no.
50 cents off.
The first like little drawstring bag that I get.
That'd be cool.
Gelf, what the fuck am I doing with a drawstring bag?
Hey, you carry it on your back. How about that?
You're a postman. You need something to keep like your water bottle in, your mace, your brass knuckles, your dog repellent.
Yeah, I've got a torture bag for that. Thank you.
Well, you also need somewhere to keep your
provide one
flag because
they provide torture tools in a torture bag.
Well, I mean, if you see a pile of like broken furniture, and you feel the need to stand up on top and say, "Sing a song of angry men," I forget the lyrics, and you want to wave a flag around, like my drawstring bag is going to be there.
We're men in tights.
That too.
I need to watch that movie again. I love
whatever butters your biscuit.
That's
butter the biscuit.
Yikes.
What?
Nothing.
Whatever. Go ahead.
No, just kidding. I just have a whole bunch of like random garbage to talk about this week. I feel like I've actually been taking over the past few episodes. And so it's like, yeah, you know what? I'm probably done talking about postal shit for a while because I'm pretty sure anybody who listens to this podcast is probably like, Brandon, shut the fuck up about this goddamn mailman shit, okay? I come here for video games and talk about mail all the time.
I was actually going to ask you how that was going. So, I mean, if you want to give us an update, that'd be great.
It's going well, I guess. It's somewhat. It ended up in a stalemate. At one point they were like, yeah, go ahead and have Sundays off or whatever because you have to go pick up your child, and then they were like, they backpedaled and were like, yeah, you know what, let's just fight them until the bitter end. And I was like, okay, so that's what it's whatever. And like I was telling you guys earlier in the text, like the standard for Sundays is 20 stops an hour, and today I peaked at 50. So
goddamn
insane.
It's fast. That is incredibly fast. Like, I'm not tooting my own horn, but 50 is people can barely reach 30, 40, and I peaked at 50. And I don't know if I could ever do that again because you have to get the right route for that to line up in a way. But Yeah,
I can just see you with your little mail truck and like a mail Gatling gun, and just floor it.
Dropping mail.
Basically,
the packages just fly through the front window and land on your lap. It is the proper Amazon delivery front door key lock, whatever the fuck it is.
Hell yeah, we are. God, now I'm all fucking want to talk about postal shit. So I think what was it like Nebraska and like Iowa, around here in the Midwest, a lot of them have already lost Amazon entirely, because Amazon's doing their own delivery, and they basically build warehouses in the state and then drop United States Postal Service and start delivering their own packages Uber style, where basically, if people don't know, is I don't know if they get signed up as like under like a contract or if it's just like really identical to Uber, where you say, hey, I'm going to work, and then they give you packages, and the faster you do them, I could be wrong about this, I think it's the faster you do them, the more you get paid. And
I actually talked to one of the Amazon delivery guys.
Oh, really?
And they have a central warehouse that they have to check in at. And when you have a route, they give you packages. I don't know how you get started with it, but the guy was driving his own car.
Yeah.
And all of this, but they do have like a schedule kind of thing where it's like, okay, you have this route, you have these packages at this address, these 10 addresses or whatever, and you have this long to deliver them, because they have the delivery time slots,
right?
Like the 2 hours or whatever. So they do have like a time limitation in that respect. And we were this guy's last drop of the night. And he said, well, I've got an hour left, or like 45 minutes left to deliver all of, this stuff. And you guys were my last one. So I'm probably just going to stop off, grab myself some coffee and, try to maybe read a book or something. Yeah. Cause he said he had another hour left. And he said, if you go back early, you just end up sitting around because they can't give you more packages because of the way they've got everything set up.
Right. Okay. So it's a flat rate kind of deal.
From what I understand, like, this is secondhand knowledge, so I mean, I could be wrong, but the way he was talking
that sounds right from what I've heard as well.
Because he said I would just go back to the warehouse and sit there and read a book. And so we stood out there for probably like 20 minutes just talking about video games and streaming and computer tech, building computers, because I had ordered an SSD for Sundance, our new computer, and all of this stuff. And he was just like, yeah, it's either here talking to you guys or going back to the warehouse in northern Austin. And it's midnight, we got the midnight delivery. And he said, there's no traffic. I could get there in like 20 minutes. So I might as well hang out here and talk for a bit, because I'm going to be clocked out at 1 a.m. anyway. So
deliver in the dark?
Maybe it was
that late?
Well, it was the 10 o'clock to midnight like time slot. And he was okay. I had my time off. It was the 10 o'clock to midnight. It was the Amazon Prime Now delivery.
Oh, dude, like
it's a bigger
one
city.
Day thing.
Right. Yeah. You get it within 2 hours. But from what he said it was pretty similar to the other deliveries that he'd done for them. Because he did both.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically like, oh, here's your packages, and then you go back and it's like, here's packages, but they're more important. But it's like the same fucking thing. So yeah. But I get it.
But when he was describing what was going on, we were talking about both the Amazon Prime Now and the Prime delivery. But I don't know if the details that he gave me were for the Now or the regular delivery. I'm not sure. I wanted to clarify that before somebody up in the comments was like, that's incorrect. Like, I did wrong. Context, I don't know.
You big idiot. You don't know everything in the world? How dare you? Now it says Prime Now delivers from early morning to late evening, 7 days a week. So basically, as soon as you order it, it'll be there that day.
You're going to get it within 2 hours.
Something like that. Oh, and here's the cities. Yep. This is like Los Angeles, New York, Portland, San Diego, Chicago. Basically all the giant cities. Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, Sacramento, Denver, Atlanta, Phoenix. Yeah, there's a handful.
Nowhere near here.
Wait, where's Wichita? What?
But yeah, so I recently learned that we have a freeze on our hiring because I think they're trying to mess with the curriculum a little bit. We've had a lot of people just drop off because a lot of people can't handle the job, and Amazon is paying more starting out.
trying to gauge like the people they need and everything for Amazon taking over.
But it's
stuff.
I don't know. I didn't join up the post office for like the starting pay. It's great, but I'm more of like the long-term thought. Amazon's not going to supply you with benefits at all doing with that. It's a good temporary job, I'm sure, but yeah, I was like,
Could be a good long-term job considering how big Amazon is. You really never know.
Maybe until they treat you like shit.
I was gonna say, I've talked to people
literally
that
every Amazon spot.
The Amazon warehouse, and she was like, "Yeah, I knew a lady that I worked with that lived out of her car because she couldn't. The schedule that she was on and the pay that she got was not good enough, for her to keep an apartment. So she lived out of her car for 2 weeks, because she couldn't afford to pay her rent.
That sucks ass.
Yep, that sucks. That's like
it's
a billion, several $billion company a year, and then they can't pay their people a living wage, and they don't got to pay taxes to the government. So
and
they don't make enough money.
When the owner is one of the most
the richest person in the world.
I think he is the richest person at the moment.
Yeah, he is. He's 150 something.
Yeah, he bypassed Bill Gates, and Bill Gates is like, "Great, do something."
He gives away money. Yeah, he's like, "Oh, I'll give away a billion here, whatever."
Well, Bill Gates also said he's like, "I have all this money, but none of it's going to my kids."
Yeah, he's really smart about that.
They all need to learn how to earn money on their own and things like that.
I think they're all pretty successful too. I think they all went to college and got good jobs. So it's I don't know about all of them, but I've heard things. But it's just like,
not that you have to go to college to get a good job, but yeah.
No. But with
it helps.
They got to go to any college they wanted, so they were able to go to college and get a big degree and get whatever job they wanted. They do have the name, which helps pull a lot of stuff. But
oh shit, yeah. God, could you imagine? Yeah, my dad's Bill Gates.
Yeah, my dad's Bill Gates. Oh, okay.
Here's $1 million.
Yeah,
reasons.
But it sucks. It's like the richest guy in the world who, from what I know, has no kids that I know of. And he pays his workers not barely livable wages in some places. Like it's insane.
He and his wife just broke up.
They have
just
4.
Broke up.
They have 4
kids.
Who?
They have 4 kids.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, but they divorced last year?
Boo-hoo, she got 60 billion and he got, he's at 100 or whatever billion. It's like
freedom to chase poon,
okay,
I guess.
let me just okay, so yeah, like divorce sucks ass, but would you really be sad? You'd be like, I got $60 billion. What the fuck am I crying about?
I think she was. I'm sure she was, but they were together
Sorry,
a very
Tiffany,
long time.
I'm not saying that I would trade you for $60 billion, but if that's how it went down, I'd be like, yeah, it is what it is.
Well, it's like they were together for a long time, and she was there before he got big. But it's just like, there's always seems to be, except for Bill Gates, was like, he's one of the rare ones. Yeah,
could you imagine being married to the richest person in the world? Like, fuck no. That would be
that's insane.
So much pressure and so much stress and
you have to be correct all the time. You have to.
I am
anything that slips up.
I am married to the richest person in the world. So,
richest in
You're a liar.
Personality and richest in
lies.
Exactly. Damn right.
I say all lies.
I love Tiffany. She's
me too.
Amazing.
Well, that's my wife, so everyone just fuck off, all right?
Hey, whoa, hey.
I'm kidding.
I'm taking my shot. Did you see that thing with Courage and Ariana?
No.
Like Courage JD, the streamer?
Right.
And then he made a... Dude, no, it's hilarious. He's like obsessed with Ariana Grande. Like, that's his girl. And I think it was earlier this year. Yeah, it was like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
They went and saw a concert, and because her manager is Scooter Braun, who owns 100 Thieves, or is partners in 100 Thieves. So, and Courage just got put on that team as a content creator on 100 Thieves. So they went to a concert. And Nadeshot, who's like the manager, he's high up too. He owns part of the company, and they all went to a concert. And Nadeshot knew he is obsessed with her, but he at the time they were all taking a picture, and he got in between him and Ariana and took the picture, and it was a funny big deal. Well, cut 3 months later, Scooter Braun eventually got her to like call him and leave him a message and stuff, and like and then he just created a music video. It took him 48 hours, but he had got a bunch of people and they cut a music video together to go along with her new music video or something, one of her new songs. And so it looks like he's in the music video, which is hilarious. And then later he ends up going to I think it was a Lollapalooza.
Mm-hmm.
He went to her concert and like she was like, "Where's Courage?" And he went up and they hugged and all this. And then she looks at the camera at one point. She's like, "I just introduced Mike to my boyfriend Courage." It's just so, and he's so like, and so like on his streams he just like plays that clip all the time. it's just hilarious. It's so funny. It was such a well done video, and like it got like several million views in the first on Twitter, and then YouTube added into it. It's a really well done video. It's pretty funny. They had good editing and everything.
That's kind of creepy a little bit. Like
no, because now it's definitely done as like he people like people, and he's stated he likes her, but it's more of a at this point a joke because like all on his stream and everyone talks crap to him about it, and like just because he was one of the ones that came out saying like he likes this famous person and all blah blah blah. Because a lot of streamers just don't. I don't know. They just don't state stuff like that I've really known. And now it's like everyone's like, oh, you know what? Everyone shoot your shot. And like she like retweeted his thing. It was like you're perfect to him and everything. So he like keeps all. It's just hilarious.
Aww.
It's hilarious. He knows nothing's gonna happen, but it's just so funny. But it was pretty good. He got to be in their like little circle before the show and everything. He was losing his mind.
Aw, Turbo VIP. That's kind of cute.
What?
He's a Turbo VIP. Very important person. I don't know what that means.
What's very important.
Turbo just means they're really, really fucking important. Like it's above and beyond regular VIP.
It's like past like just meeting them. It's like, oh, you're part of the group for the day.
It's a term that we used back in high school because turbo was a big word back then.
Oh yeah.
It's like, oh, you're not just a VIP, you're a turbo VIP.
Turbo. I can honestly say I've never had turbo be a big term here in Kansas.
Yeah.
But, we got like soda pop and stuff.
Hey, in Minnesota, my family still calls it pop, and it makes me so happy every time I hear it.
It's soda.
I don't care one way or the other, but as soon as I went to New York for grad school, as soon as I said pop, they'd get up my ass about it. So I was like, okay, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, don't hurt me.
I didn't mean to.
Don't you have some traffic to yell at? God.
Yeah.
Hey,
Here's my hair dryer. Go at it.
Man, so this is just fucking left field now. So a lot of my friends probably know so my favorite band is Metallica, and I was listening to them a lot today, doing the route. That's why I was fucking knocking it out because I was just headbanging, getting crazy with it. And lately I've been watching, and these are fucking old as shit now, but I've been watching like the VH1 behind the music. I watched the Anthrax one and the Metallica one this morning, and mind you, these are from like fucking like 2003 maybe or something. Like
I was gonna say it's been a while since I've even heard of VH1. So
yeah, but
or MTV, whatever.
It was interesting because you see all these bands and like where they come from, and you really haven't a fucking clue what they go through until you watch something like that, and you're just like, fuck, man, like that's insane. Like I don't think people could do that in this day and age, like at all. Maybe they could.
Yeah, they still kind of do. Certain ones.
Different though with technology.
It's a lot different.
Yeah.
Because you can just voice your opinion, being a big artist, and it's like, oh, those people are for you, of course, not the label. So it's like, get a lot of people on your side easily.
It was something that was really neat because it just got me thinking.
Did against Napster.
Fucking Napster, that shit was hilarious. But yeah,
you guys
so
remember LimeWire?
Fuck
yeah,
I
use
do.
that all the time. That and FrostWire.
Yep. Yikes.
Yeah,
anyway, I was thinking, because you know, like they're talking about like their fans and shit, and one thing that got me thinking, I went and saw Metallica with my lovely wife on March 4th of this year, and it was the biggest moment. I know people are like, you know, your wedding is supposed to be like the biggest moment in your life. I've been waiting to see Metallica probably since I was like 5, like, because you know I used to go to my dad's garage while he was working on dune buggies, and you know they were playing Inner Sandman on the radio because it came out in 91, and so it was like what, like 94, 95 when I was hearing it, and I was like, I want to go see that band no matter what, and I finally got to see him, and this is just going to transition really strangely, but one thing that pissed me off, not about the concert brought me to tears. Great people, by the way. So they were late because they had technical issues, and they were late by like 45 minutes. And we had Jim Brewer, who was a comedian, who was talking beforehand. Yeah. I loved him. He was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, he's hilarious. Yeah, he's very good.
That guy was awesome. But anyway,
doesn't he do impressions? Does he make fun of Lars and shit? Yeah, he
makes fun of Lars and like Ozzy. It was he was he's very good. And
he's hilarious.
Really cool. Because like what they were doing is they were late, and so they were playing a lot of music, and like the DJ that we had that was like just playing random music before, like while they set up or whatever. He was kind of and I didn't really care for him, but when Jim Brewer came out, he had to kind of like stall for a little bit, and he was cool. He's a little bit more warming, and then they had the concert or whatever. But then like at the end of the concert, like people were like, "Oh, that show it just wasn't that good because they were late." Blah blah. I'm like, motherfucker, this is the first time Metallica's been here in 15 years, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, I had to wait 45 minutes." It's like, no, fuck yourself, dude. I was pissed because
I'm really hoping they come back again.
They said that they're going to. At the end of that concert, they said that they're going to. It was fucking, and I was up in like I wasn't up in like the super nosebleeds, but it was pretty high up because like my dad bought me a ticket and he didn't pay a whole lot of money. I was gonna buy my own ticket, and I'm glad I was gonna buy like floor seats or whatever, because I had a buddy from work who was on the floor, and I was like, fuck, I so want to be. And I told myself, next time they come,
that's what I'm gonna do.
I'm either buying floor or I'm going to buy a fucking meet and greet straight up. $3,000.
Yeah.
It was $3,000.
You just gotta save up. Yeah.
It was $3,000 for that. And I told Tiffany, we had the money to do it. And I was like, Tiffany, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna fucking do it.
I'm doing it.
And
I'm gonna shoot.
I'm gonna fucking shoot. But I was so fucking pissed off that. And the thing is they played an extra song because they felt bad because they were late, this and that. And I was like,
what did they play?
They played literally every one of my favorite songs. I love every song, so that makes sense. So they played. Now this is not in order, but of course they played like Inner Sandman, Sad But True, Spit Out the Bone, Whiplash, Fire with Fire, and Whiplash were so fucking good to hear live. It blew as soon as I heard it. Like I sat next to Tiffany and I just grabbed her leg and I was like, Tiffany, I don't think you ever heard the song. I was freaking out. I was like, I can't believe we're playing this live because it wasn't on the paper. Like Fire with Fire is it's one of those songs that never gets played on the radio because it's too crazy and hectic.
Yeah.
But I was like, as soon as I heard, like I'm the type of fan that I can hear a millisecond of a note and I'll be like, I know exactly what it is. And as soon as I heard it, I was like, oh no, yes. Like I was fucking losing it in my seat, and everyone else is just sitting around me, just still as statues, and I'm just like, I'm freaking out. And so and then they played one. That was a solid. I can't explain it.
How can it not be?
And I'm not even upset about, dude. Like, so when they first started running out of like, so what they did was they lined up. They had some fans that created like this like tunnel, kind of like walkway. And some of their security guards or security people, their tech people are bringing out stuff, and then all of a sudden, and like while they're all setting up, and before Metallica runs out, I don't know if you guys know the song, but it's called "Ecstasy of Gold." And if you listen to the beginning of it, it's like their intro kind of thing. It's a song that has like, I want to say it has like a Western twang to it. If you listen to it, you have to understand. But as soon as I heard that, I was like, that was the happiest I've ever felt. It was unreal. Like, I'm happy, and that's the thing. Like, but this was like, I've been waiting for this moment my entire life, and I'm 27 years old, and it was better than I expected, and my expectations were already through the roof. Like, and then just to hear people were mad because they were late for 45 minutes, I was so like, I was bent out of shape.
I can imagine.
I was like, dude, they poured their fucking soul into that shit, and
I'm glad you avoided a fist fight.
Yeah.
He won't fight.
I just sit in the corner.
I'll fight though. We can go next time.
Yeah, I am.
I want to see them so bad. That's this. You and my buddy from high school helped turn me onto them.
Doesn't take much, dude. So I got like I got a wristband, and they were throwing guitar picks into the crowd up front, and I texted my buddy during the concert when they were doing it. I was like, dude, grab me one of those, and she brought it to work the next day, gave me a little fucking pick.
Oh, she did?
Oh my god!
Fuck
nice.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, they were throwing them out by the fucking handfuls, dude, just shoveling them out into the okay, so the arena they had, it was just this. It was a circle in the middle of the in the arena, and then you had standing, which was all the way around the circle, and then you had seating, which is all the way around that. It was at the Interest Bank Arena, so it's like an oval shape. And but yeah, so now I have a pick, and I got my wristband, I got a T-shirt, and I told Tiffany I'm gonna wear this one time, and I wore it the night after the concert, and I'm gonna put it into a frame, and that's it. That is my.
Nice.
I'm gonna put my pick and my wristband and my shirt into a frame and put it on my wall.
Nerd.
You fucking laugh. Fuck you. Hey, I'll fight you too. Okay. No. Okay. No.
Dude, I love. I love Imagine Dragons, and I paid VIP tickets to go see them, and like we got some cool shit that I'm not ever gonna touch. Like I have it set aside, and I have our wristbands from that night and stuff too. When we saw them in Indiana.
I actually have to be a little nerdy as well. When I was like 7 or 8 years old, my mom and dad took me to go see Moody Blues in concert. And
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah,
do you guys know who the Moody Blues are?
No.
Okay.
Clue.
They're a rock band from back in like the 70s and 80s, I think. They're one of those artists that gets like they
were formed in 1964.
Artist. Well, they're like they're a good band, all right.
I'm sure. Okay, go ahead.
Anyway, I knew every single song. We're up in the balcony watching and listening, and I knew every single song except for one. It was called Slide Zone, and I was so demolished inside because I didn't know.
You didn't know the one song?
I know, and I couldn't sing along, and I felt so bad. I was easily the youngest person there by at least 2 decades, you know?
Yeah.
Based on what I'm reading, that makes sense.
When we were on our way home, my mom bought me the CD the album that song was on, and I listened to it until I had the entire thing memorized, and I'm still waiting to go back and see them in concert again because they're still touring. This is 25 years later. Yeah.
Based on what I'm seeing, you better hurry.
Yeah, no shit, right?
You better hurry.
Justin Hayward is one of my favorite singers of all time. I love his fucking voice. And we had a chance to go see him, see Moody Blues in concert when we were on like a New England road trip or whatever. We were going to go see the July 4th, the 4th of July fireworks in DC, but we were going to stop in Boston and Maine and kind of hit all the states and whatnot, check them off our list. And we're just driving around, and I found out that they were having a concert, and I was so mad when my mom said, I don't think we can really make it. And I'm like, Mom, it's in New Hampshire. It's like 50 miles that way. Let's go.
We're going.
And I was so disappointed when she's like, no, we really can't do that. Because I had hurt my leg, so I was on crutches at the time. You try fucking navigating goddamn Boston on fucking crutches. fucking nightmare. Anyway,
yeah, sounds like it
too. But yeah, it was. So I still haven't seen them in concert again, so I can sing along with Slide Zone.
That's the thing with me and Metallica. Oh, like I said, dude, as soon as the song started remotely, I just immediately locked in, and I sang to every one of those songs. I looked around these other people, I'm like, you guys probably don't even know what Whiplash is. You guys fucking suck. You guys just come here for sad but true and inner Sandman.
You're goddamn right.
Which is fine.
I can't really take... I mean, I'm not going to say this like,
they
evil,
played
but...
they played Hit the Lights, I'm pretty sure, as well. Fucking love... Anyway, continue.
I just... my ex was really into Metallica and whatnot, like to the point where he wore a shirt... He would wear the band shirts around all the time. And one guy at the state fair actually said, hey man, how, you know, he's like a DJ, like at one of the radio stations, they have their booths or whatever. He said, hey man, come over here. I'm like, okay. So he goes over there. It's like, you're wearing this Metallica shirt. He named the album. He's like, can you name me 3 songs off that album? And he's like, okay, are you looking for blah, 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 blah. And he names every single song on the album in order. And he's like, so which one of those did you want? And the guy's just blown away. So, I mean, like, he was a huge Metallica fan. And I can still listen to Metallica once in a while, but I can't listen to the albums in order anymore because I get fucking flashbacks. It's insane.
Yeah, so they played 18 songs total. And so yeah, we got Hardwire, Atlas Rise, Seek and Destroy, Through the Never. See, that's one thing. Through the Never, again, one of the, all these songs that never get played on the radio, and then I hear them live. It's just like, holy shit. Because I'm like, you know, when you're a kid, you're like, I'm pretty sure that, you know, because you never hear that song on the radio, you're like, am I the only one that ever listens to this song?
Mm-hmm.
So then we got The Unforgiven, Now That We're Dead, Creeping Death, For Whom the Bell Tolls, Here Comes Revenge, Whiplash, The Memory Remains, Moth into Flame. Oh, Moth into Flame was probably okay. It's not my favorite song. It's a fucking great song. But what they did was so fucking cool. So Moth into Flame, they started doing their, you know, they started up whatever this and that, and basically the whole arena was like this orange glow, orange red, you know, because it's like a flame. And these fucking drones, these little tiny drones came up with little lights on them, and they were flying around like moths. And they were all like, cool. It was fucking awesome, dude. It was so cool. And
that's kind of fucking cool.
All right. Was so awesome. And I think I don't know if this is for sure, but like, because I was watching back on some of the other places where they did this song, and nobody else got the little drone things. Or maybe I missed it or whatever. But yeah, so then we have Sad But True, 1, Master of Puppets, and then the encore is Fight Fire with Fire, Nothing Else Matters, and then the last one was Inner Sandman.
What was the extra one that they played for being late? Kitty!
I have a new kitten and he's trying to get in.
He knows the answer, okay? He's trying to tell us.
Yeah,
Didn't Metallica play at BlizzCon a couple years ago?
I think so.
Because I know people were like, "Oh my god, who the fuck is Metallica? Yeah, like get Darude in here." Da, da, da. I'm like, motherfucker, really? I don't even listen to Metallica, but you better fucking respect fucking royalty, all right?
Yeah, those guys have been around.
Okay, are you a fan? What's your favorite Metallica song? Like, fuck, I don't know. Just don't respect the Metallica.
Literally all of them. I will fight you to the death. I'll start naming them. And
I don't like them all. Brandon's definitely a big fan. He plays some shit, and I'm like,
I think the only band.
It's not one.
Yeah, it's not Sad But True. It's not one. I don't know what this is.
I love Sad But
True.
Is
this Metallica? Anyways, go ahead, what you're saying.
Oh, Tommy Go. I'm even close to being like with that is still Moody Blues. Like I know a lot of like the Backstreet Boys songs because I listened to them in high school. My favorite band, God damn it, I keep hitting my mic. I'm sorry, you guys.
Awful.
My favorite like musical act is Assemblage 23. My favorite band at the moment is Poets of the Fall. But I've changed how I listen to music since I was a kid. I don't listen to full-blown albums.
Me too. Yeah.
Except for Assemblage 23. I have his entire discography except for the early and unreleased albums. They're actually called early and unreleased. which is kind of awkward because that means they've been released. Anyway, but I don't listen to albums all the way through. I'll go to the band's website or to Bandcamp or whatever and buy the individual MP3s of the songs that I like. You know, if I go on YouTube and a song catches my attention, I listen to it like 10 or 20 times, I'll buy the MP3 because I've obviously gotten my money's worth out of it at this point. But and then I'll explore their music through like YouTube or through like Spotify or something. By the way, Required Podcast is on Spotify, bit.ly.com, bit.ly/required podcast. Anyway.
Good plug.
Nice.
But I just don't listen to full albums anymore. So, I mean, it's weird because I can't, oh, well, what are all the tracks on this album? I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I do when they're released, like, when
I can describe the music videos down to the color of their tennis shoes, but, you know.
Oh, see, I don't watch music videos.
Well, yeah, when it comes to listening to full albums, what I do is, okay, so like what Spotify is really good about. They go, hey, this album just released from a band that you kind of like. Here you go. And what I'll do is I'll just hit play and I'll let it go. And there'll be songs that I like and there'll be songs that I don't like, but I listen all the way through. I give the entire album a chance.
Yep.
Get the feel for it.
You pick the songs you like.
And then you pick, yeah. But the thing is with buying full albums, like a hard copy, because the thing is, I don't like to buy digital. I want the hard copy. I think that because I like to collect them. I think it's great. You actually get a physical copy, and you're like, this is fucking cool.
Dude.
I will only really buy the full copy if I like probably, I'd say half.
Almost every song.
Or half or over half of the album I have to like to get a physical
majority.
copy. Yeah.
That's
like,
fair.
Dude, did you see, I've never really listened to this band, but Tool?
Yeah.
They finally released their stuff on Spotify. Like they were strictly, you buy our stuff or you're not listening to it. And they, like, the guy went on Joe Rogan's podcast and he was like, all right, I'm just going to kind of do this at the beginning. And he said all of our stuff's going to be released on this Friday and it's going to be released out for everyone to listen to. And then they announced their new album as well. Mm-hmm. And their new CD that they have that's coming out, it has a speaker built into the case.
What? Really?
Yeah. I was
That's
like,
kind of cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. Such a unique idea. It has that and something else. I can't remember the other thing that it has with the case, but yeah, it has like a little Bluetooth, I don't know if it's Bluetooth, but a little speaker into it. I think you can charge it. I think the case somehow has a charger or something like that. It's pretty unique. I was like, what the heck? Like, they are full on going into the 21st century. You guys can listen to all our music for free now, and here's this badass case.
And JD Salinger, going on that, kind of building off that note, JD Salinger has been the author, by the way. He's been a huge holdout with the ebook reading and things like that. And he just released all of his books in digital format now.
Oh, nice.
So a lot of people are joining the digital revolution or whatever you want to fucking call
especially
it.
Especially the older and the not older necessarily, but it's like they just were hesitant on that releasing the digital stuff and
fucking boomers.
This guy, he was like, it wasn't even like we didn't want to, it was just every single member of the band had a different idea, and we just finally eventually came together and was like, yeah, we should probably release this out for everyone to hear.
Yeah, you think maybe?
Well, it's like crazy. They're pretty fairly big band. Like they have a very big cult following, you know.
Fairly.
And I'm looking at their Spotify, and since they just released it, like their biggest song only has 3 million listens. And like when you say from people from that era that are just as big, they have like 20, 100 million, you know, on one of their most popular songs. It's crazy. Yeah, it's insane. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, they could have all these listens and have these new people coming into the band, but it's just like now they're getting to it. The guy that went on one of the guys, I don't remember which one. There's 4 of them.
We're talking about.
He went on there. He was like, "What?"
We're still talking about Tool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They haven't released an album in like how many fucking years though?
It's 2006.
Yeah. I mean,
and they're just now they're coming out with their new one. Yeah. And so they went on there to promote it and everything because Rogan's like the biggest. So it's like, you know. they got any news, that's where they're gonna go.
I'm sorry,
It
Joe.
was cool.
Required podcast is all you need. It's fine. I'm kidding. Oh God, edit it out, Brandon.
I listen to so many other ones. I'm sorry. I'm a traitor. No, it's just insane. It's cool to see people. I listen to like 5 or 6, maybe more. I don't know. Just crazy to see like such a big band just finally come into the digital. Weird.
And they made the choice to become digital, not the people, like the production company that makes their
and that's
whatever made the choice for them.
And I will say that's probably like, that's good that they get to make the decision. It's bad because if it was up to the label, they would have done it 10 years ago. But you know, whatever. They got there. Like because it's all up to individual bandmates, and like, so if there's one that doesn't like it and one that, or 2 that don't like it, they're just not gonna do it. So they just haven't done it forever. He had to explain to them all, like, "Hey, come on, this is where it's going. We gotta get new people listening, you know.
Get on the fucking bandwagon, bitch. Yeah. Let's go."
Pretty funny. They're all weird dudes, though. You have to be in such a giant band. Like, it's got to be weird.
That's a band that I'll admit, I never really listened to a whole lot of.
I've never listened to them either. Yeah.
Their sound just didn't appeal to me. Kind of like Slipknot. I guess their new album's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't like Slipknot either. Yeah, their music's kind of.
It's not that I don't like them. It's just that music isn't for me. It's.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's good. Some of them, they have like 2 songs that are like I'll listen to, but the other ones I'm just like,
yeah, that's exactly how it is. Yeah.
It's weird coming from a person that listens to metal, but their music feels. Wait, hold on. We're talking about corner. Wait, what?
Oh, that's Korn, ain't it?
Twisted Transistor is.
Oh,
that's Korn.
You know, I don't know. I don't like any
Jesus
of them.
Christ!
No, I like individual songs. I thought that was that other band. See, I even forgot the name of that band.
But yeah, coming from like a even from a metal perspective, like I listen to a lot of power and speed metal, and
I don't know.
Slipknot,
all metal.
Slipknot it feels too aggressive for me, even as a person who listens to like death metal. It's like that.
Isn't it just like weird?
I don't know what the genre is. I don't know. It doesn't appeal to me. It feels too.
I've never listened to them.
The melody and the vocals feel too loose. It just feels like. It feels like the song is going to fall apart while I listen to it. But I know it's not going to, because it's been produced and it's been made.
It feels kind of random rather than consistent throughout the whole song.
Yeah. Like the vocals are up and down, and again, it's not necessarily bad. It's just not for me.
No, it's just you don't like it.
The only Slipknot song that I know and remember is
what I don't know if I know.
Psychosocial.
Yep.
And the only reason I know that song is because somebody dubbed it over, not dubbed it, but they like mashed it up with a Baby by Justin Bieber.
Oh my god.
and it actually sounds really
good.
Fucking good.
Dude, there's some talented people out there that can mix songs and make them sound really good.
There was also, I don't know what the name of the song is, but it's a song by Lamb of God, and they mixed it with
How does it go?
TikTok by
Kesha?
Kesha, yeah.
Don't ask why I know that. I don't know why I know that. Because I don't know. I barely know who that is, but I just happen to know that because that's her one famous song, I think. So
Redneck?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't listen to them either.
I like the mashups, especially when they're done really, really fucking well. Like,
yeah, it's weird. Yeah, they can do a good job with that. There's this. I used to listen to this person that used to mash them up. It was like I don't know the full name. I think it was on YouTube. It was like Panda or some White Panda or some weird stuff, and he has mixed mashups that he does with a bunch of songs that are really good. He does a good job at it. It's been years though since I've listened to that, but it's interesting to hear them mix up like hard rock and pop. It's like, what? But they go together. It's weird.
That was one thing that I took from the VH1 behind the music on the Anthrax one was I didn't fully realize that they were one of the first bands, if not the first band, to mix in rap and metal or heavy rock and metal with with the team Public Enemy, and then that paved the way for what is it, Rage Against the Machine? and bands like that. And I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. Not my thing, but it was cool how they did it. Dude, those motherfuckers, like, with like Anthrax and Metallica and all them, dude, they said that they got to a point where they were like, they called it the poor man's dinner or whatever, and they said it was you put a piece of bologna in your hand and you eat it, and that's all you fucking get. And I was like, oh my fucking god.
Especially at the beginning.
Yeah, they said it was fucking crazy. Like,
because back then, a lot the labels had like the power. Like you can't go on your own and make your own.
Well, no,
music.
that was them unsigned. Like they were struggling. To
get
signed,
yeah, okay.
And they were doing everything they could to, you know.
I've seen a lot of things where labels, you know, they take the power. They pay you so much, like, but you know, the only thing the label does is, which it's a big thing, is they promote you to new people, a lot of new people.
Right.
But when it gets to a point to where it's like several $1 million and they're paying you like, you know, $100,000 a year, which is a lot of money, but for you to have this income coming in from you know, it's just like from your music. I get why a lot of bands and stuff like that dislike a lot of the labels. I think a lot of the bad labels seem to be falling out and changing their ways, because especially with like, you know, they can put their own music on YouTube and Spotify and all this stuff, and so they can reach a broader audience. I think changing, which is good for the the shit with Five Finger Death Punch with their last label. They got in trouble with their last label because they thought they were coming out with, they were trying to get out of their contract. They said they needed to do so many albums, and they thought they were coming out with albums too fast, which I liked. I think every album, you know, I didn't like every song, but that's comes with every artist.
That's kind of
really,
you know, business as usual. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and so, but they were coming out like one year. They had two come out, "The Wrong Side of Heaven."
That was a good song.
Yeah. Well, they had the album, and then they had another album later that year. They had dual same concept. I think it was like I think they were both called "The Wrong Side of Heaven," right? 1 and 2 or something.
Yeah, it was Volume 1, Volume 2.
Yeah, and then they came out next year. Like, they're coming out with albums so quick that the company was like, okay, you're just trying to get out of this contract, so we're gonna tell you can't release this album until we say. And then
go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Well, and then they
made a
stopped
song
them
about
for the
it.
longest time. Yeah, they fucking did. Yeah, and now their new album, which I shared that video in Discord. I don't know if you ever listened to it.
I haven't gotten to that yet. I've been meaning to get to
it. They played just a little snippet of 3 of their new songs, and it starts to get back to some of their heavy stuff. It's pretty nice. It's pretty good.
That's another band that I like every single song. There's not a single song I won't listen to them.
There's a few songs I don't like from their old stuff, from their very old stuff. But
I don't listen to the old stuff as much. But if it comes on, I'm not going to change it.
But they're new. They've got a very good collection of songs. They're really good at picking out what they want to put on their album, which it bothers me that label just didn't want to lose them, because I think they had a deal signed with another label ready, like, you know, had it ready for when they were done with that one. So the label was like, oh no, we're gonna try to get as much money out of you as we can. And they're out of it. Everything's good now, so they're about to release their first album on this new label, which sounds good so far. It's snippets of it sound really good, and they're going on tour, but nowhere fucking near here.
There's a band that I actually really like. That's kind of like that.
No,
it's Linkin Park.
I love Linkin Park.
I've listened to every single one of their albums, even after the changes in their approach and the changes.
Well, they always changed the style of music. Yeah, they were one of the few that did that.
And it's so cool.
That's one band I cannot fucking listen to. I'm over.
I know you like rock and metal. They're more.
Like, that's Tiffany's favorite band, and I feel so bad for shitting on it, because, you know, it's just,
I like a lot of their
tired
music.
of hearing about it, but it's like
I don't like every one of their songs. I like, you know, a lot of their hits and some of their other stuff, but it's like they have a good way of mixing styles. Pretty good.
It's true, and they have the. I was reading an article about their formula, how they make music, the beats that they use, the melodies that they use, all of this stuff. They actually have a set formula that they will work with and then break when it comes to their songs, because they know that this is successful, but they don't want to get stuck with it, you know?
Yeah,
but I mean, that's one of those, Yeah. That's one of Linkin Park is just one of those things that
whatever you can do to make millions, you know.
Right.
Yeah, Linkin Park. Tragedy what happened with that, but
what are they? What is their version? Like, are they alternative rock?
Yeah, I would think alternative rock probably.
Okay.
Really?
Because a few years ago,
yeah, because that's what Nickelback's labeled under.
Yeah.
As well, like those bands are labeled under alternative rock just because it's
alternative rock,
style.
New metal, alternative metal, rap rock, electronic rock.
Definitely rap rock. Yeah, definitely not metal, but yeah.
Well, do you know how many millions of subgenres there are for music?
Oh, you have no fucking idea in the metal scene.
It's stupid.
Yeah. I went through because I wanted to, back in the when you wanted
metal. Sorry,
speed metal.
It's dumb.
It's
all the same metal.
Well, I found out that there's this subgenre of electronic rock, industrial, and techno, whatever the fuck. I mean, it's like a subgenre of like 3 different major
nerdcore hip hop.
It's actually called agrotech.
What? That sounds dope.
What it is
insane.
Is it's industrial techno electronica music that's got a rougher sound, so it's a little bit more industrial in that style. But it features one of its aspects or one of its main features is manipulated vocals. So the vocals or the vocalists either adjust their voices to be deeper and a little bit more growly and a little bit more harder, harder to understand, or they naturally have that deep growly of a voice. And it's not necessarily like all, like raging and screaming and blah, 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 but a couple of bands that are considered that. I don't know if you guys have heard it, but since you're in the rock world, maybe you have. Suicide Commandos, Funker Vote, Assemblage 23.
These are fantastic names.
Project Pitchfork. I think And One is also considered, like, some of their music is agrotech, but I mean, it's great fucking music, but it's one of those weird fucking subgenres that's like a blend of multiple genres. And you can't say like, oh, I listen to industrial techno. Well, actually, I listen to agrotech, which is a subset of industrial tech. It's not, because it's also got electronica, and it's also got, I don't know, it's weird, but those are the main features. Is it's basically industrial techno / electronica with manipulated vocals.
That's what, like, when people ask me like, oh, what do you listen to? I usually say like rock and metal. They're like, oh, what kind? When they go, what kind of metal? That's when I go,
no.
Oh, like death metal, heavy, and
just metal. That's all you gotta say.
Yeah, it's just heavy metal.
I listen to power symphonic metal. That's my metal. That's my
Nightwish kind of stuff.
Like Within Temptation, Nightwish, Karma. Or sorry, not Karma, Camelot. Karma's one of their albums.
I used to be in some of that stuff, but I need more power to it. I need stuff that fucking motivates me, man. It gets me just cranking,
Yeah. Isn't Amaranth considered? No, Amaranth is.
Oh, that was what I was going to say as well. Amaranth. Their early stuff was pretty symphonic, if I remember right.
Power symphonic metal, yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I love that stuff. Oh, there's also Roy Khan from.
Wow, thank you for turning me on to Nightwish.
Dude, Nightwish is.
I just listened to one of their songs. Part of it's pretty good.
Go listen to Nightwish's old stuff when Tarja was still the main singer. They went through this change when Tarja got into a fight with the rest of her bandmates, and she left to do her own solo thing, and nobody's heard from her since. And they went through a couple of different vocalists after that, and I really didn't like the new vocalist that they've got until I listened to I can't remember the name of it.
I'm listening to one of their more famous ones called Nemo.
Yes, Nemo. That was the one I was going to recommend you listen to.
She had a good voice. I was listening to it. It's pretty good.
Okay, Roy Khan did one of the songs / music videos for their Black Halo album with the lead singer of I can't remember. I'm gonna have to look it up because I can't. Oh, this is gonna drive me nuts if I can't find it.
Go ahead. I was gonna say, talking about singers with transitions and stuff. I don't know if you guys know this band at all, but Arch Enemy. They used to have a singer named Angela Gossow or whoever. But I like the really early shit.
Sorry.
Oh, this actually might tie into this now I think about it.
Okay.
Or maybe one of these bands, their singer went to Arch Enemy at one point. I can't remember who it is. But anyway, I don't know what happened with Angela Gossauer or whatever. I liked Arch Enemy's early stuff, and then they got a new singer who sounds kind of similar, but their music style changed with it. And I don't really care for their newer stuff. Like, some of the stuff's cool, but I need to look that up as well. Now I'm actually kind of curious.
Yeah, it was Simone Simmons of Epica was who he did. It was a song called The Haunting, or like the parentheses name. I don't know what the subtitle is, Somewhere in Time. Now, one of the cool things that Camelot does, and I'm telling Cody about this because you probably already know about this, Brandon. They've got these 2 albums, and the second one is called The Black Halo. And what they are is it's a power symphonic metal retelling in song of the story of Faust. And it's the coolest fucking thing I've ever heard. Nothing Ever Dies is fantastic. The Haunting is fucking amazing. The March of Mephisto has Shagrath in it. I don't know if you guys who that is. He's a Norwegian vocalist. He's the main vocalist of Dimmu Borgir. I think is how you pronounce it. It's Norwegian. I probably fucked it up.
Let me tell you, Cody, I'm just as lost as you are, man. It's okay. Just let it go.
I'm so lost. I'm trying to type stuff in. I don't know what to do here.
Just start listening. Just start listening to Camelot songs. It's Camelot with a K.
Oh, I was about to say, how do you spell it? Because I'm looking and I cannot find it.
It's Camelot with a K, and they are.
Oh, yeah.
The music videos are fucking fantastic.
Oh yeah, The Haunting. Okay.
What is it called? Pendulum, I think, is one of my favorite songs by them, and that's from one of their newer albums, not from the Black Halo. But they've got one song called Is that them? Fuck, hold on. No, it's Nightwish has Ghost Love Score.
God, they've come out with a lot of albums.
Yeah, Ghost Love Score is a 10-minute long song, and it doesn't once lose pacing, in my opinion. I could be
Sounds
wrong.
like an old Metallica song.
I was just thinking that.
It's very good.
That's so
old
weird.
10 minutes.
Yeah. But
fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, so that's sorry. I can't believe I just went into like this power symphonic, but like I have not thought about power symphonic metal.
How dare
so
you have
long.
a topic to discuss?
God dang you!
Oh my god,
it.
so much nerddom.
How dare you have a passion?
So yeah, here's the thing with that. I've never really had anybody to discuss like super deep into the metal world. Like, you know, we bring up like weird bands that nobody's really ever heard of and shit that never gets played on the radio. Man, I tell you, fucking local radio could be so much fucking cooler if old people weren't fucking sticks about it.
Fucking boomers.
Life could be better.
Yeah, I was just satellite radio and Bluetooth and shit. So go fuck yourself, local radio. I hope you die. You're a dying business now. Sorry.
Whoa! Calm down. Whoa!
Hey, they're online
anymore, so it doesn't bother me at all.
They're fine.
No, it's a local radio. They won't be able to find us. We're on the internet. Wait.
Wait.
I didn't think about that.
Track us.
That's good.
Like there are some stations that I have programmed into the car if I'm really fucking desperate, but I don't listen to it.
I just realized something.
What's that?
I just thought about this. Okay, so if you have a radio show, right, and you're broadcasting, you're technically pirate radio, right? So what the fuck are we doing right now?
We're not broadcasting live. It's different.
Yeah.
No, I know. Okay, so if I'm broadcasting to the internet instead of like radio station, that makes it okay.
No, yeah, but it's also broadcasting because I think that you played music and stuff.
Well, you're also not part of a network. You're not a show that's contracted to like, okay, you're going to be in the studio from 2 to 6 and you're going to play this many advertisements and blah blah. And you're not being broadcasted to a network.
So even though
I don't want to say without
they used to hijack radio
signals.
signals.
Well, you could just take, I don't know how this works. I'm assuming, can you just take an empty spot where there's like no, like when you're turning the dial, I'm sounding old now. When you're turning the dial and you find a blank spot. And so if you take that spot.
And then with the technology, they would just find you and be like, hey, shut her down.
Well, the big reason why they have those regulations is because there are certain bands that are available for radio, and then higher and lower ones are used for like cell phones and for fucking air traffic controllers, emergency services, blah blah blah, things like that. So that's why they regulate who can have what band. I'm also talking out of my ass. I could be completely wrong, so somebody fucking Google this.
It sounds whatever, but it sounds so silly when you're just like, oh yeah, instead of doing it on a local radio station, let's just fucking go on the internet to millions of people. Oh, it's okay now.
Different.
I know.
It's also, a little different.
Then you start dealing with the copyright on the internet.
Well, and then to find audiences and stuff like that. Just different.
All it takes.
That's weird. I don't know how the fuck they did it back then, promoting random pirated stations. How they got viewers.
How they did it. They're like, oh yeah, we had to jump through like fucking 30 hoops just to do this.
Well, they literally had to be on boats in the ocean to
international waters.
Yeah, to randomize their stations every time they got shut down to find different. It was wild.
Find me now, motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Do you guys remember? God, what was the name of that? It was American Graffiti, but I'm trying to remember what the name of the DJ was on that show or on that movie. Something Wolf, like Bad Wolf. No, it wasn't Bad Wolf. That's Doctor Who. Now I'm gonna have to look it up again. American
Graffiti. It came out in 1973,
and they only filmed it in like 36 hours.
Wow.
Or something like the 36 hours or 3 to 6. Fuck, I don't know. DJ, American Graffiti DJ. Who was it? Wolfman Jack. That's it. Fuck, my mom's gonna kill me if I didn't remember that. But he's like, and this is Wolfman Jack. Arr! And all this stuff and things like that. And that was like the most iconic DJ I had in my head for so long. So when I first started listening to the radio, and it's like, it's Jim and Jill, the evening hour, and like this, and I was like, wait, where's Wolfman Jack? Where's this? Where's that? I want my fucking Wolfman Jack. This is terrible and it sucks.
Yeah, there's been a couple local changes around here, and it's like, yeah, it's one of those things you weirdly get attached to your radio host, and you don't even realize it until like something changes or gone or split with their duo, and it's like, what the fuck, man? This is some fucking bullshit. Like, I don't know if Cody remembers this, but when we were younger, it was, oh fuck, I forgot his name now. It was Phil and Hank in the morning. It was, Phil and Rick Thomas, or no, it's Phil. Yeah, it's Phil and Hank in the morning, and they were a great duo. And then years
radio back then.
Phil went to like the alternative rock station that we have, and then Hank was by himself, and I was like, this is some fucking bullshit. They were a great duo.
Totally different when they're separated.
Yeah. Yep. It was like,
because you get into this thing where you expect them to play off each other, and they've got this different style that they're, I mean, you get used to that, and then all of a sudden it's not there anymore. I remember when that happened. Okay, don't blast me for this, but when I was younger, before I went to college,
blasted?
My mom required that all of the media in our house either be Disney movies on VHS or Christian radio, Christian music, etc.
I used to live next to somebody. I used to live next to somebody that could only watch PG rated stuff, and they were like 14. And it was oh man, this is rough, dude. Here I am watching Dragon Ball Z at fucking like 9. Anyway,
my first R-rated movie was Last of the Mohicans with Daniel Day-Lewis, and it blew my mind. But I used to listen to this channel called KS95, and they had they had a very, very cool shows focused on the family, so it was very family oriented. But they would have really good conversations. They were fun to listen to, and blah blah blah. And I went back after college, like I came back after my first year of college, and I turned it on, and my favorite host was gone. And I was like, well, this is some bullshit. I'm going to go listen to 101.3 KDWB and listen to the rock and pop, and I'm an adult now. I can listen to whatever I want, kind of thing. Sorry. Right off the side. Anyway.
Totally good, dude. Yeah, this is a music podcast today. I fucking love it.
Yeah, it really was.
I never talk about music ever, because it's just like a lot of people around me don't listen to what I listen to. So the first chance that, like, one of my coworkers, not recently, but like a few months ago, and mind you, I've been in the job for like a year and a month, and we talk almost every day. And then all of a sudden, like, she pulls up to work one day. I mean, it's just like, I'm like, holy fuck, that's awesome. Like, and she gets out, and I'm like, dude, you listen to metal? She's like, yeah, fucking, it's whatever. And I'm like, I didn't know that. Let's talk. And we just started talking about metal stuff. And that was that same person that got me the Metallica pick at the concert. That
nice.
Dude.
You never know. Even if you have a conversation with someone, you'll never know what they're really into until it comes up.
No,
well,
you can tell with me. one of our regulars come up one day and he was like, and I wear these headbands or these sweatbands at work that look real goofy, but they hold my hair back, so it's fine, and I don't mind. And I look like an 80s hair drummer, 100% every time I put it on. And I kind of have this slight Dave Grohl look to me.
Nice.
And especially when my sides are growing out again. So anyway, he's like, Brandon, I don't mean to like assume anything. He's like, what kind of music are you into? And I look at him. I'm like, what kind of music do you think I'm into? I'm curious. I want to know what do you think? He's like, bass. He's like, I don't mean to like judge you on your appearance, but he's like, I'm gonna guess like rock. And I'm like, yeah, that's a good guess. How'd you come to that? You know, because I have Metallica tattoos and a Trivium tattoo, and my hair is all hairbandish, you know, and it was just funny. Like, yeah, there's some people you're just like, yeah, okay, yeah, he's definitely into it.
It's kind of nice that he was like, I don't want to assume, but,
Well, yeah, it's like, I told him, I was like, I don't give a shit. Like, unless it's going to be something serious, then it's whatever. I don't care. Because, like, when he asked me, he was like, what kind of music you're into? My first thought was, that's what you're asking me right now? Like, okay, I thought it was going to be something so much worse. I don't mean to assume, but, I don't think you're fit for this job, Brandon. Oh, okay.
Bye.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it.
What, you don't like my revolutionary tendencies? Well, go fuck yourself.
Oh, so we're gonna go see. I don't know if you guys know this band, but Tiffany and I are gonna go see Avatar, September 27th, something like that. I think I showed Cody. I think I showed you a couple of those songs.
That's the guy with the top hat, right?
Yeah, and like the clown kind of makeup stuff. Mm-hmm. It's real theatrical. They're called Avatar.
Yeah, I've heard of them before. I haven't heard them, but I've heard of them.
Yeah, if you listen to if you type in Avatar. Listen to The Eagle Has Landed. That's a great one. I don't like all of their music, but a lot of their hits are really fucking good. But yeah, Statue of the King. That's a really fucking good one too.
I kind of want to go through and watch and listen to as much Camelot as I can get my fucking grubby hands on.
And that's one thing with me is I get to a point where I get tired of the music I listen to and I have to have more. I'm always in search of new bands, whether it be metal or chiptune or dude, and this is like something I've been into for a while, but lately it's been just running with it. 80s synthwave music.
Yes.
I just sit there and just cruise with that. Oh, I fucking love it.
You have got to go listen to Scandroid. I'm going to link you to his music. No, so Scandroid is the synthwave, retrowave act of Cell Dweller. I don't know if you know who that is.
Sounds familiar. Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Circle of Dust?
No.
Okay. Circle of Dust is his metal project. So he has Circle of Dust, which he's got these different projects that focus on different kinds of music, and he'll actually like cross them over sometimes. Scandroid is quite possibly one of my favorite, if not right next to Dance with the Dead. As far as like retrowave and synthwave and things like that. You've got to go listen to Aphelion. I'm going to type them in here so you don't forget what
Give me that list. I'm going to forget 100%.
Just listen to everything that you can from Scandroid and then try Circle of Dust and Cell Dweller. Now this is a musician who has in the past released his music for streamers to use for free.
Yeah.
And he has his own label, and he started his own label, and he represents other artists, and the guy is passionate, and he's got bitchin' hair. He's got this white, bright red mohawk with shaved sides, but he like lays it forward, so it's got this like cool looking fucking curl. The guy's a fucking god. I love him.
Fancy.
I have all of his albums. That actually, yeah, that is another artist that I have all of his albums.
Would you like to be on the Roll podcast because we're looking for guests every now and then.
Oh my god! If we could, I wouldn't talk. I would just be in the corner going.
Dude,
excuse me.
Dude, you shoot your shot. You never know. You know, I'm still to a point where, you know, with guests and such, like we have one trying to line up right now, and then with Garrett Cooper, I was like, oh shit, like really?
Oh my god, Black Ice.
Okay, cool, man. Like yeah, you just never know until you just start asking people.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to see if I can get Jamie and John on. Those guys are awesome. They do art and such, and it's really neat to think about. It's really cool to see your friends succeed, because I remember sitting in Jamie's stream with 5 people, you know, and now she's got hundreds, and she's putting her art in museums and selling it for thousands of dollars.
That's pretty cool.
It's fucking mind blowing, dude. It's so fucking cool. And I have pieces from her and John, and it's fucking like, it's so out of this world. And like, just seeing all of my friends just doing cool shit, you know, here I am finally trying to catch up with my own thing. But
sorry about that coughing. I did try to hit the mute button, but it didn't work.
Yeah, it's all good. Talking with open mics anyway.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. I can't wait. I'm ready to I've been tossing around ideas. I need to become a regular at work to really start solidifying ideas down, because it's so hard to start anything when my day-to-day is so random.
Mm-hmm.
Not super random. Like, I know what time I'll get off at the latest, but even then, the latest is like, well, my day's pretty much over, kind of thing. Because I get home and I'm tired, and I sit here and before you know it, it's fucking it's like 9 o'clock.
And your day's over.
Yeah.
I'm there, man. I'm so there.
Dude, I saw the things you're working on Twitter. The little, was it, you made a book and then you made some envelopes and lost them?
I made 6 envelopes total and I lost 3 of them.
Oh no. Dude,
yeah, it makes me sad.
I'm gonna link that really quick. Oh, that's so funny.
And I actually made more that I haven't put the photos up yet. But no, I'm really working hard. I love that one. It's got a functional bookmark.
Yeah, that book was cool.
It's so fucking cool. You can see it at GelfTTV on Twitter. Sorry, yes. Audio listeners. Not that we put it up on the screen anyway. Sorry, listeners in general.
Here, what we're gonna do is what we're gonna do soon is I'm gonna start posting all of the product photography and stuff like that on the Nexus Dungeoneering Instagram, so we can kind of get some content up. I'm just gonna segue into this real quickly, if that's okay.
I don't care.
Go for it.
This isn't by any means any like detailed explanation or whatnot, and kind of an unofficial like sort of announcement, but I've mentioned it on my stream a couple times, so whatever. Here we go. My husband and I and a good friend of ours you guys have seen us on the stream. If you've been in any of like the more recent streams the last couple of months, you've probably seen all 3 of us working in a crafting desk, and we've decided that we've identified a niche that we want to fulfill in the crafting arena, and taking advantage of all of our strengths and whatnot. We ended up pulling a couple of other people in as well. An armorer who does life-size armor and things like that, and weaponry and whatnot. And then an accountant who she's also a crafter, and she's like, all 5 of us kind of coming together to create this thing called Nexus Dungeoneering, or ND Supply Co. So Dungeoneering Supply Company. And what we're doing is we're making miniature dioramas, vignettes, play environments, so 3D maps for D&D campaigns, and some of them are like set, like this is the map that it needs to be. Some of them are a little bit more freeform, where you can put the walls wherever you want, things like that. But a lot of it, we kind of all came together with this decision, like, okay, we're going to make this a business. We're going to do inventory management. We're going to do taxes. We're going to do proper registration with the state of Texas. We've got back-end integrations being set up. We need to figure out like all of our social media presence and our advertising. Do we want to do a Patreon? Do we want to do this? Do we want to do that? How are we going to package these things that we do? One of the executive decisions I made, which sounds trivial, but it means a lot to someone like me, is handwritten notes for everyone who buys something of ours, serial numbers for our creations and our commissions and stuff like that. And we've all got these different focuses. Like I'm the newbie of the group. I haven't been a crafter officially for that long. I've been very interested in crafting, and this is the first time where I've found something that I will get lost in doing, you know, making the little tiny books and making little tiny 1/4 inch scrolls and 1/4 inch by 1/8 inch envelopes and wall hangings and rugs and bookcases. And Azrael calls it dungeon scatter. It's bits that fill in the details of a space, you know. And
rather
I found
than
that
just having a block, like a square,
right,
you know.
right, and then having to imagine it, or having like a flat, like printed piece of paper that you slide over. It's like, oh, it's a bookcase, you know.
Yeah.
And I found that I really, really love doing this stuff, and it's therapeutic, it's cathartic, and it helps me work through, you know, some of my, you know, when you get home and you're like, oh, do anything.
Yeah.
Oh, I just realized I cut out. But when you get home and you're like, oh, I feel terrible. That's what I've started doing. And the only difference is that I'm filming it now. And we're filming it in, you know, 60 frames per second. And Azrael's a cinematographer and a video editor. So he's putting everything together, and we've got a schedule for videos and whatnot. And it's becoming a thing. It's like it's actually becoming a thing. In fact, once I get off the podcast recording, Avendi and I are going to go inventory the craft room, and we're going to write down everything that we have. We're going to make a list of what we've got. We're going to make a list of what we need. We're going to assign numbers to certain like materials that we work with, so we can replenish our inventory when we need more foam core or XPS foam or super glue. And it's really kind of scary because I've never done this before. Like, I've been an independent artist, independent web designer. I'm a copy editor on the side, you know, stuff like that. And this is the first time that we've actually gone to the point where we're going to be making a actual business out of this. And Azrael's basically moved into the house. We've got him set up in the guest bedroom, you know, because he'll come over after work and we'll craft all night, and he'll stay here if he doesn't have work the next day, you know, and we'll just craft all day every day. And if we're not crafting, we're talking about these business plans. And it's scary for someone like me, because when I was raised, my mom very much had like a very tight stranglehold on my funding. My paychecks, she was a co-signer on, or a co-owner of all of my bank accounts until I got to college. I had to have a friend of mine give me money, $200, in order to open my own bank account that didn't have my mom on it, because if I had pulled it out of my own bank account, my mom would have immediately called me up within like a day, being like, what are you doing with that money? Where's it going? Are you wasting your money? You know, stuff like that. And I'll be eternally grateful to him till the end of time.
Yeah.
But that's like a huge anxiety point for me. And it's different because when I started my stream, I didn't start it really as a business. I mean, it kind of turned into a hobby business, you know, like a serious business or serious hobby / small business kind of thing at one point. But that stuff kind of came with it as I grew. This is straight up out and about
business.
Yeah, it's an actual business, and we're talking about shipping costs and how to get the boxes we need and to do the labeling correctly. And like, it's scary as shit, but You're really in it now. Excited. Yeah.
It sounds cool.
We actually joked about, if we were to ever move out of Texas, Azrael would have to move with us, because there's no way we could keep doing this if we three like went different ways.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, we've got a soft launch date even. We're planning on launching ish soft launch January 1st. So we've got a lot of shit we got to do before January, and then we want to do like a hard launch after PAX South, which will also be the time when I come off of my break for streaming. You know, I mean, it's freaky. So now it's like at this point I've 3-4 jobs depending. I work at a bookstore during the day.
Yeah.
I do the crafting business at night. I also do my copy editing. I'm still editing a couple of video game scripts whenever they get their scripts back to me. I'm a streamer. I still do independent logo and branding design. I do vector art for fun. I mean, this is like serious shit.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited, and I don't know. I just wanted to. I wanted to bring it out and like talk to you guys about it and just kind of get the word out there that this is something we're doing.
Yeah.
Anything you post, share it, all that stuff.
Yeah,
that's cool. It's all the stuff you guys posted, like the book and everything. It's in my mind, it doesn't make sense how you do it that small, but. Right.
You'll have to just check out the videos that we make.
I'm gonna have to because it's wild. It's so crazy.
You should see some of the shit I've had to jerry rig. Sorry, Brandon. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, and at any point, feel free to use this platform for, any of for your other gigs or anything, because we want to support it. At least I do.
Oh well, if I'm not gonna try to like plug it or anything like that. But you guys will be hearing behind the scenes stories of, oh my god, I spilt the fucking super glue on my foot, and now I've got a table super glued to me.
Yeah.
You know how hard it is to get that shit off a skin? You don't. You just lose the skin. You know.
Yeah. That's exactly it.
Yeah, it's something. And. With like the required podcast, you guys have seen that I've been running through ideas on. Yeah. Like people have made it known through Twitter or whatever that they want to be able to support us something other than Patreon. And I'm assuming that's because they want to either support us on a non-month-to-month basis without having to go through the hassle of it, which is totally cool. And I'm also thinking of like the business side of things, and I'm to the point where this is something I've never done before. I've never gone this far with anything to where it's like, okay, what do I need to do to not make a misstep? Like, I want to set up a website. Well, the website stuff that I think I might go through like Squarespace or something, because that's pretty popular and it seems pretty good. It's like $16 a month or whatever. But in my mind, I'm like, fuck, like I'm gonna shoot out $16 just to even try this thing, to see if I even like it. And the thing is, like, I have to like maintain that, which is fine. $16 a month though. I'm trying to figure out, like, is there just an easier way to just not? Because like I don't feel like I need it at the moment, but at the same time, I want to feel more official with it. And like you're saying, like, I want to start making some stickers. And the thing with that is though, I tried to draw the other day, and I'm an abstract artist until I fucking die. I can't I can't draw normal shit. So there's a lot of ideas that I need to collaborate with some people on, and like especially like the business side. I'm scared to. It's weird because I'll invest in my friends all day long, but I'm terrified to invest in myself. And it's not necessarily like a self-confidence issue. It's just like I don't want to spend money. Like, it's.
So we're going to talk about this later when we're not live on the podcast or whatnot, but I own website hosting. And like I said, I've been doing website design for, God, what year is it?
You just told me about 30 million things you're doing on a daily basis.
I know, it's insane.
I'm following up with this. Like you said, you want to support your friends. That's something I want to do. It's not that bad. Haha.
What do you mean it's not that bad? Yeah, you are literally the dog in the GIF that's like, this is fine, and everything's on fire.
But here's the thing is, like, it's something that I could either set up for you or help you set up on my hosting. You can get a feel for it. You can try it out. You can do, blah, blah. I can show you how to upload your new stuff. Right to the vein. I mean, what? But as long as you maintain it yourself, that's no extra stress on me, you know? And if you do just want to try it out, I mean, fuck, I'll set you up with a WordPress theme. I'll build it out for you. And all you have to do is be like, I'm going to upload this and I'm going to type this and then we're going to be good, you know?
Yeah, basically the thing I'm looking for right now is I want to be able to create a site where I can have like YouTube embedding or Spotify embedding if that's I'm not sure. I haven't fucked with website building in years.
Brandon, I've got you, man.
I know. I'm just
got you.
I know. So basically the way that I want to set this up is I want to set because I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to set console required as the name because I feel like I'm going to be using console required as a whole, like a business name at this point. And because we have these other plans that we want to do with like shows and such, and that's another thing is I'm the XP grind that we recorded. Hold on. Let me get the date on this.
2 months ago.
Yeah, it's been a while.
This was May 27th.
We need to get back in on that. I've been thinking about the next expansions and stuff and what I want to say.
See, that's what
She's
I'm
ready to go.
I know. See, that's what I don't know because you're like, oh yeah, you know, every time I talk to you, you're like, yeah, we're doing this and this and this, and I'm like, I don't even want to fucking ask when you want to record again because you're so busy. It's like I just let it go. But yeah, I feel bad because there's actually a lot of stuff that I need to like edit now. Like I'll be like, hey, this is present day Brandon, and you know this is months ago, and
editing Brandon.
Thank you for the patrons and blah blah blah. These two idiots didn't know any better back then, but it's fine. We got you taken care of. Yeah, my editing skills are pretty basic. Again, it's like I'm a jack of all trades. I'm not great. I'm not the best at anything, but I'm good at
a little bit about everything.
Yeah, it's just enough to get me by, I guess.
I know nothing of nothing.
And the thing is like I'm learning so much through doing this stuff that it's like I feel like I need to tell somebody else about it, you know?
That's fine. I'm here. I'm here to listen and learn.
So we'll talk. I'll have my people call your people and we'll talk.
You are literally my people and you are literally their people.
I'll just talk to myself in the corner for a while.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, go make business deals with yourself.
Send him an email. Yeah. See if we can set up a meeting.
Are you free on Sunday? Oh man, I don't know.
I don't know. I gotta talk to myself that day.
Well, D&D is actually we haven't had a D&D campaign on Saturday or Sunday nights they keep canceling at like the last minute. So I don't know when that's going to pick back up. So really my weekends are pretty much empty because what it is to film a video for Nexus Dungeoneering and whatnot takes me a couple of hours during the week. But that's the thing is one thing that we're setting is we do all of our filming Monday to Friday. Somewhere in there, you figure it out, whatever you've got to do, whether it's solo or you're working with someone else. Sunday is a day off. Saturday is for team meetings if we need something, or it's for video editing. It's for, you know, just hanging out and if you have anything else that you need to do, but like it's that work-life balance thing. And we're going into it with that in mind because Avendi's not going to quit his day job. This is not going to be a full-time job for him.
Right.
So we needed a schedule that's going to be open and versatile, but still solid enough that we will get things done.
Yeah.
And we're going into it with that in mind, and it's mind-blowing. I love it. Like I have a life schedule now.
Yeah, it's like a lot of planning, a lot of
but
it's pretty cool.
It comes with free time, and that makes me so happy. You know? Plus, I mean, I'll take an hour, 2 hours, whatever out of my day to hang out with you fucks. I don't care. I love it, you know?
Well, okay.
If I couldn't,
all right.
if I didn't want to, I wouldn't.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, you fucks. Piece of shit. God. No, speaking of which, since Tiffany's going to be going over to third shift, she actually said that she wants to be a fill-in on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Are you trying to get rid of me?
When's she going to third shift?
No!
You're trying to get rid of me?
Fuck. Yeah, yikes. Sorry, I meant to tell you.
Oh, this is on the podcast.
Yikes. No, she was, I haven't talked to her much about it. I think she sees that we've gotten better over the weeks. you know, I'd say our episodes are pretty good now. I like them now. But no, she was like, oh yeah, I can be on the podcast now and blah blah blah. You know, if you guys need me, and I was like, okay, cool. And
always and forever.
We might be switching recording days to Fridays, so I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work with Beardo. We'll figure it out, and it's not a big deal. Man,
when's she on third? Is she on third now?
No, not yet. It's coming up here pretty soon.
Cool.
Yeah, that's exciting, man. Life changes. And
yeah, me too. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah.
We're also, this isn't set in stone by any means, but we're also thinking about, this is not the right term for this at all, but it's the only word that comes to mind. We're thinking about streamlining our move to Austin. You know, maybe scoot that a little bit quicker than what we're thinking, because our situation over here, not fun. It's not fun. We're good.
Is the term you're looking for untenable? Because that's the term that came to mind.
I don't know if I've ever heard that word before. What is that? Oh, I even typed it right. Not to be maintained or defended. Sure. Yeah, sure. Fuck it. No, it's just with there's just some specific shit going down in like Tiffany and I are good. Everything's good on our side, but just outside sources. We're just ready to go.
Yeah.
Which is completely understandable. So hopefully we can get that going, because she's about to buy a car, which won't put very much of a, it's not like going to be a financial burden by any means, but it's just like, yep, okay, we've outgrown Kansas, and we're tired of shit. It's time to leave. Time to pack up and go. So, but yeah, I don't know. A lot of stuff is going to change when I become a regular.
Yeah, does it make it easy for you? Can you transition from state to state fairly easy?
Yeah. If they have an opening down in Texas and I apply for it, and I can get it.
Okay.
So what you're telling me is you're willingly planning on moving to the place where it's been over 100 degrees Fahrenheit every day for about 3 weeks.
We've
dealt with it. It's just insane humidity as well. It's fucking.
Our heat index was 108 for 4 days in a row 1 week. I'm fine.
Sucks.
I'm fine. That was also with humidity. Yeah, it was fucking.
Yeah, humidity blows.
Awful.
You know, it would not be a bad idea to have somebody in the local shipping industry when we this.
Dude, what if I got a route that was on? Oh, that'd be fucking cool. Like, Brandon, hey, can you come and swing by your shop? I'm like, fuck yeah. Hell yeah, dude. That'd be so cool.
I got boxes for you, man.
That'd be so cool. Yeah.
Actually, I should talk to you about packing and things like that. I got people. Oh my god.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say Tiffany was like, oh, we need to talk to Gelf about because you know places to move and such, and where to be, and all that.
And I'll move to New Mexico.
Hey man, go hang out with Beardo. Then
I really don't know what I'm gonna do.
Go live.
Just come to Austin anyway. You'll hate it.
No, yeah.
You'll hate it.
I don't want to live in Texas. No, thank you.
No, it's good.
I think we've made up for our lost time, by the way.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay. Well, fuck. Okay, I was done talking, I guess.
I've had to go to the bathroom
keep
for
going.
like
Keep
30 minutes.
It's just like, instead of being like, hey, Brandon, it's time to stop, it's like, yeah, we've been talking for a long time. I wish to stop. It's like, oh, okay.
No,
I wish to stop, please.
I didn't say that last part. Don't put words in my mouth. I did not.
It was only
also,
implied,
Cody,
okay?
you have a wireless headset. Just mute yourself and go to the bathroom. You did it on the other podcast.
Yeah,
What's
stopping you now? I can also
now?
smell the tacos in the other room, so I'm like, you know, my body's panicking right now.
My body is ready.
I really want to eat tacos right now.
No, I'm just saying.
Fine.
I just have a shit ton. Like I feel like I have a shit ton going on, but it's a lot going on mentally and not so much physically.
Especially with work.
Yeah. Well, it's like I go to work and that's my physical stress, but like
all
day,
and mental. Yeah.
I tell you, all day, every day, I'm thinking of shit for the podcast, for how to go about something. Like, because I'm the type of person is, I don't want to do something exactly unless I know exactly how I want to do it, and I'm a straight up liar because everyone's seen the layout change like 4 different times in the past 13 episodes.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but
yeah, I'm a liar. It's fine. No, I also, I read one, and this is just on Twitter the other day. but I can't hold myself back, because if I'm waiting for the perfect opportunity to do something, it'll never happen. Yeah, it'll never
make it happen.
But it's, there's a ton I want to do, and I'm trying, I want it to be as good as I can make it.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've had episodes where I'm just like, I don't, like our very early episodes, I was like, yikes, like that's a big turn off even for me.
Stuff like that.
Well, no, like afterwards it's fine, because you grow and you learn, and that's why I just let it go, because it's like it's a definite growing process. And even now, when we look back, like when I listen to the episodes every now and then, I'm like, holy fuck, dude, like we've grown entirely without even really realizing it. Because at first was I would have 30 tabs open and I'd be struggling by the end of the podcast, and now the past like 4 episodes I haven't opened a single tab.
Yeah.
You're learning.
He's learning how to.
He's all grown up.
Well, it's weird because, especially the past couple episodes, I've realized that the podcast is turning into a weird therapy session for me, and I try not to let it seem so sappy and stupid, but I have no outlet really, at work and shit. But it's like, and then when I get on the podcast, I just unload everything, and it's like, oh, I feel better. That's cool. It's great. Thanks, guys, for the free,
the free therapy.
Yeah.
You can't spell therapy without RP.
Oh my
Required
god.
podcast now available on Spotify, YouTube, and Plex.
All right, it was a good conversation, everyone. We'll see you next week. No.
Bye.
Oh, so okay. This is it's gonna take a darker tone for a second, but I wanted to say something because it's very cool. Well, actually, okay, yeah, I'll just like that. Today is the 5th anniversary of Robin Williams passing.
Yeah.
And I was like, I saw that and I was like,
it's been 5 years,
right?
Yeah.
That's nuts. It didn't even feel remotely close to. I thought it was like 2, maybe 3.
I thought it was 2. Yeah, I thought it was 2. Wow.
Wow. No, I wanted to, because I'm pretty sure we all love the man to death, and I was just I was just curious on what was your favorite Robin Williams, or moment, or movie, or character.
My favorite Robin Williams, I can actually say this right off the top of my head. My favorite thing that Robin Williams, 2 things that he's ever been in, were 2 of his stand-up routines, live on Broadway and live at the Met. I can watch those on repeat in the background for hours, and I have. His movies, I love his movies. I love Jumanji. I loved What Dreams May Come, Good Morning Vietnam, Patch Adams, Hook, Wakenings, Good Will Hunting, Miss Doubtfire, everything. But those 2 stand-up routines, those 2 stand-up specials or whatever, I absolutely 100% love, to the point where when I used to travel a lot more when I was in college, and I'd go between New York and Iowa and Minnesota and kind of all through there, I actually downloaded the videos to my phone and had them in a special folder that my apps couldn't access to like delete, or like, hey, this is a huge file, you should clean this off your phone. I had them there so I could always watch them when I was in the plane, on the train, whatever. And I had copies on my phone, and I had copies on my laptop. And I always had them backed up on my hard drive so I could watch those 2 specials whenever I needed to brighten up, whenever I needed to cheer up, whenever I just had nothing else to do. Those are both of them, live on Broadway and live at the Met. I believe they're available on YouTube.
Yeah, because my answer is gonna suck now.
Yeah, I got nothing.
No, mine's like basic. It's a basic answer. I love Robin Williams and literally everything. Like his stand-up was really good. I really didn't get into stand-up until I was older. It's weird because you hear him curse and you're like, oh, did the genie just curse? And with like growing up, I watched a lot of Disney movies, and I knew him the best as the genie, and like Miss Doubtfire and this and that. And I was a young kid in the 90s. And
Flubber was mine.
If you haven't seen him 1 hour photo, you should see that
Flubber
too.
And then I eventually got around to what was that movie?
Isn't that a darker movie?
Oh, it's definitely a darker movie. He's like a stalker photo.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, any part that he's played he was so good at it, and he was just such a bright dude, and I felt like I just needed to do a little nod on the podcast because he's brightened my day on my life, and he's brightened us as well. You know,
me and my brother had Flubber on VHS. We used to watch it all the time.
Yeah, we had that too.
Dude, it was all the time.
Yeah, it's very cool. Very cool stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, we'll just wrap up there. Call it good. Thank you, Robin Williams. You're the greatest.
R.I.P.
You're a hero.
Anyway, thanks for listening, everybody. Man, we went on for an hour 45. Good job.
Yeah, we're making up for lost time.
Yeah, we got to make up for lost time on a couple episodes this past. Yikes.
This past yikes, yeah, I agree.
Let me go to this. Let me go to this old channel here. How many hour? Oh, yikes! Yeah, the past 2 episodes were an hour long.
Yeah, but that was the whole thing at the beginning. Was let's do an hour. So it's like it's an hour, hour and a half if it's pretty good conversations.
Yeah, we since
music was hard.
We need to talk about more music and stuff. I like it.
I'm down with this.
Yeah, you can find us if you're listening on YouTube. You can find us on Spotify, and if you're listening on Spotify, you can find us on YouTube. You can just, I feel weird spouting out all the links and stuff, but honestly, we're to a point where you can just type in. What if I go to Google right now and I type in the Required Podcast right into Google? It doesn't take me anywhere. Fuck you. All right, sorry. That's embarrassing. Yeah, so
the Required Podcast. I just typed it into Google, and there's the 10 Technology podcast, blah, blah. But then the next thing under people also ask is podcast, the Required Podcast, episode 11, Sunday with the Boys, an hour and 46 minutes.
Oh yeah, the best episode there was. Am I right? Hell yeah.
And then the third link down is the Required Podcast on Spotify. Of course, that could be because I visited this page multiple times.
Yeah, just keep clicking it. Yeah, it's just
just getting those clicks. Yeah, so youtube.com/console required, and Spotify is bit.ly/
Come on, you can do it.
Required Podcast.
Yay!
Okay. I didn't know if it was anyway. Yeah.
I just said it earlier. Ugh.
Yeah.
And then we're also on Plex. That's not something I use often, but it's set up. The feed is set up to go to Plex as well. So if you use that on your phone or whatever, it's apparently I guess it's like Hulu, but it also has podcasts. But the podcast side is free. So.
Well, Plex is a service to allows you to create a multimedia server on your own computer, on your own home computer and stuff. I've actually used it. It's to kind of manage your libraries and things like that. And they just opened up the podcast section of it, I think less than a couple of years ago, maybe a year or so ago. So it's not super out there yet, but it's super convenient. It's really nice. They've got a phone app that I really like. And I listen to Required Podcast on Spotify, which is kind of weird because it's like the only thing I listen to on Spotify. But so I have a dedicated app for us. Yay. But Plex is really nice if you're looking to set up like a home multimedia server or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's all I have to say about that.
Very cool. I like listening to us. It's very neat. You catch so much more in the conversation when you listen back to yourself, because you're like, fuck, when did I'm talking over you guys, but then when I listen back, I'm like, oh, Cody said something funny and I completely fucking missed it. And
because you're so busy thinking about what they're what they're saying,
talking over them like an asshole.
No, that's Cody.
It's okay. That's okay. You can just say it. It's fine.
I love you, Cody. I'm kidding. I love you.
I'm the asshole. It's fine. Let's fight.
Fuck no, dude. I challenge you to a game of.
Thanks for watching, everybody. I was talking to.
Hold on. I want to know what this challenge of game is.
I'll tell you later.
No, we're here. Go ahead.
It's called It's a board game called Pandemic. And it's cooperative, so it's not competitive. So it's a perfect challenge to lay down in front of somebody you don't actually want to fight.
I'll do it. I'm down.
You guys are weird.
You're weird. Get out of here.
That's why you're here.
All right. Well.
Anyway, bye.
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 Bye.